what an amazing view of the Francis S. Taylor portion of the Everglades here. Well, look at that. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Alright, so we're going to try this again from the same place that I tried last week, and the audio was so bad because of the wind. It's just, who's going to listen to that video? So anyway, here we are. It's another This Week on Here 911 number 6. Last week when I was at this location trying to do it, I was trying to talk about things that help you get to know me a little bit better. And you know, how do you do that over a video? You kind of can get to know somebody, but not really. You don't get to know somebody until you're actually spending time with that person, you know. Anyway, just see if I can capture that. Oops. Right there's a hammock. Out there is what they call a hammock, and I'm just going to pointing that out. Sorry about the shakiness here. You can see there's a very minimal wildlife here. Right now there's nothing in this section in terms of above the water line. And the reason is because you can see there's grass here, and then I don't know if this is going to show up in the background, but if you're looking like down in here, I'm guessing that's in the view of the camera. If you look down there, you can see there are very few places where actual like song type birds have a place to land. It's mostly just grass, and you really can't hang out on grass very long, or if at all. And anyway, those hammocks back there, that's where you're going to find a lot of the Florida wildlife hanging out, because there can be dry land there. There are shallows for the water-based birds that wade around, like the herons and some of those birds. They're going to wade around out there in those shallows. Here we have this canal that's behind me here. It's not all that deep, but there's really not any good shallow areas for these birds to walk along here and do fishing. So that's why you'll find them out there at those hammocks. Plus there are trees and stuff out there, bushes and things that they can roost in and hang out above the water line and be pretty safe out there. So how do you get to know me? I don't know really how to make a video like that, other than some of these videos, and then if you watch some of the animal rescue postmortems, you get a good idea of who I am, as I don't hold back over there on those videos. Yeah, so the thing I want to make a point across is one of the main focuses on the organization's mission here. And I'm going to turn so you're not just looking at a road. Actually, let's put the sunlight behind us, or behind the camera there, and we'll focus that there. I want to see standards in animal rescue. There are too many organizations out there that call themselves animal rescue, but they have, I can tell by what I see, they don't have training. They're poorly or just not equipped at all to be handling animal rescue incidents. And it's not enough to go and learn some basic animal handling stuff. Where you're going to learn that outside of a veterinary school, or let's say like an animal shelter or a zoo, maybe like a wildlife rehab place, where you're actually learning animal handling techniques that are proven to work. Well, I don't know where the average person that's not in a position like that is going to go get this training. Let's say, for instance, a FEMA team wants to have a member that can do animal rescue. It's not enough to just go and say, okay, here's how a catch pole works. This is how you use a net. You actually need to be out in the field, getting experience with an experienced person on the scene with you in order to do that properly. to coach you along. It's just like, you don't go to EMT school, paramedic school, or firefighting school, and then they turn you loose on an ambulance or an engine company. It doesn't work that way. You got to go work with somebody who knows what they're doing. When you've gone through those schools, well, you just learn the basics. You're just getting started, no matter how advanced the techniques that you've learned there. All right? So, people need to get over this strange phenomena that's recently taken at least the United States by storm. And it's this, hey, I took an online course, I spent 4 hours learning this technique, now I'm going to teach you how to do it. Insanity. It doesn't really work for anybody, because everybody's going to lose on that. You see what I'm saying? The animals are going to lose. The people who are out there doing it are going to have a false impression of their skill set and their training, and they're going to find out what they don't know very quickly, and why it's important to have somebody that actually does know what they're doing on the scene, who can tell you what you're, in a lot of cases, what you're just about to see and how to deal with that. All right, you learn to anticipate certain things when you're experienced like that. So anyway, I really would like to see these standards solidified throughout the United States, so that people can do that, and they can turn animal rescue into a career where they can, because the problem is with a lot of these organizations, they're nonprofit, so they only want to pay the people at the top a lot of money. They don't want to pay the poop scoopers, the veterinary technicians, and even the veterinarians a whole lot of money. Excuse me. They only want to pay the executive director and like the shelter manager the big bucks. And yeah, that's okay. But the people who should be, let's say I'm talking about animal rescue specifically. Animal rescue personnel should train and be paid at the same level as anybody in the fire department. Any fire rescue, they need to be at that technician level training. So that is technical large animal emergency rescue, rope rescue technician, trench rescue, swift water rescue, confined space rescue. Those are all things that an animal rescue technician or somebody who is getting into animal rescue should be trained to do. There are various groups out there that focus only on one type of rescue. So some of them are only doing technical large animal emergency rescue, and that's fine. But who are you going to call when you need something that's different than that? All right, you need to have people in the area, or at least some kind of mutual aid agreement with some organization that can come and handle those runs. Because not having that, you're doing a disservice, one, to your community and to the animals, because most people who have companion animals, and that's based on my experience, keep that in mind, really love and care for their animals. They see them as family members. I do. I don't care what kind of animal it is. I see them as a family member as far as I'm concerned. And so I want the absolute best for them, just like I would a family member. You see? Anyway, so I want these to set a high training standard for people to be trained to, so when they go out in the field, they're properly trained and equipped, so that they don't get themselves killed, they don't kill somebody else, or injure or kill an animal while they're out there trying to do something. Something else I didn't mention is, as far as training goes, I believe that people out in the field doing animal rescue need to be chemical capture certified, because that is an invaluable tool as far as I'm concerned out in the field. I see a lot of animal control organizations and other animal welfare organizations say, oh, this should only be used as a last resort. I see it as a useful tool that's right there at the top of my toolbox, because it may be the first option that I choose when I go out in the field and I'm trying to handle a situation. And when I say chemical capture, I also mean chemical immobilization. So you're using the same drugs for a slightly different purpose. So you've got an animal that's contained somewhat, and then you need to immobilize it to either finish a rescue, conduct a rescue entirely, or whatever the case might be. There's a lot of variable reasons. All right, so just trying to get you to know me a little bit better. I'll stop focusing on that because I don't know how long this video's gone on for. It's almost impossible to see the screen. I can see all the movement in the video, and I apologize for that. I have got to I think I hear some ducks there behind me somewhere. I have got to get a different I'm using a tripod in my hand to hold the camera. All right, and plus I tend to talk with my hands, so that's probably 90% of the earthquake movements that you see. All right, let's check it out. So coming up on this week on here, number 911, this is number 6. On Tuesday, we have Animal Rescue Postmortem Volume 2, number 6. And that's a leopard in a well. I'm pretty sure it's in India. You're going to want to check that one out. It's a really awesome rescue. And, once again, we do the postmortems on there. That's what the postmortem's all about, is critiquing a rescue and trying to make things better, okay? And then on Thursday, it's going to be Volume 2, number 7 of Animal Rescue Postmortem. And that's going to be a deer with a pumpkin on its head. And that is a well-executed rescue that you're absolutely going to love it. I love the teamwork, the planning and the teamwork that went into that video is absolutely just top-notch. And those people deserve a 5-star rating for that video for sure, or their efforts, because they nailed it. They just nailed that thing. You gotta see it just to witness what they did there. And it was an excellent plan, and it was 100% successful. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end this now because I feel like I've gone on long enough for all the other trying to get to know me thing. As you'll see, you've seen up on the screen already. Go over to the YouTubes if you're not already there and do those things. Leave a comment down in the comment section about what you think about any of our videos, or have any kind of video suggestions that you think that we should do. And then also go over to our website and check that out. I'm not gonna talk about what's on our website over here. It's a secret. And the only way that you can find out what's on the website is you got to go over there and start clicking around. And then also, please consider making a donation. Thanks for all your love and support. That's it. I'm out of here.